Mr. Durham, front and center. First of all, just really, I think a warm round of applause is necessary for what I hear, what I know is to be a very gracious man that TriMet's been blessed with for many years. So we thank you for everything that you've done, absolutely. And I'll have to say, as an assistant manager, that every time I've had to deal with David, he again was forthright, quick to respond, had his story down, and and you know, he's the kind of guy that you can trust to come right out and tell you what's going on and what happened and how we can resolve it. So he's got an answer to things too. So 33 years, seen some changes, I assume.
Yes.
In equipment, people, that sort of thing. Any thoughts on kind of some of the biggest changes that you've seen over that time?
Yes. Hold on just a second.
Okay. I guess that was a segue. This is not planned.
Visual aid.
I would say at TriMet I've grown in many ways. This doesn't fit me anymore, but this was my first jacket. Did anyone remember these jackets?
I think it fits
You
pretty
remember
well.
this, Richard?
But he still fits in his high school touch. Sure. You're bringing my color back.
Oh, it's not right.
That's great. You can wear that. That's awesome.
It still fits.
You know, okay, that's
Okay,
it.
okay, almost.
Now that's a uniform.
We need a round of applause.
That's a uniform. I bet you look good in all of it.
That's great.
So during that time also, and Superior Performance Awards are something that you can collect through the Master Operator Program. And David has 14 of those. And those are 14 periods of 1,960 hours with no more than 16 hours time loss, no accidents, no more than 7 complaints. I think there's some other criteria that's stuck to me, and you did that 14 different times. In fact, then the other piece of that is what's called a consistent qualifier. And so when you qualify under the Master Operator Program to be on the ballot for Operator of the Month, and you do that 12 months out of the year, you're called a consistent qualifier. Well, you have 11 years of that under your belt. 11 years that he's qualified. 12-month period. So I think that's incredible. Also 3 ACE awards, those are called Accessible Customer Excellence Awards, and those are for going above and beyond the duty of a bus driver or just your compassion for our people in our disabled community. So 3 of those, and that's also very, very commendable. He became a lead operator in July of 2002, a senior operator in April of 2005, and a master operator in December of 2009. That's another really the other, I'm going to save the best for last, but another thing that's really tough for anyone to do, and I don't think you're a big user of the Family Medical Leave Act either, maybe not at all, and he had perfect attendance for 11 different years during his time here, and that's also very commendable. I appreciate you coming to work.
I think if I used any sick time, and when Mike was the station agent back there, it really became more the last 3 years when we adopted our grandson, working through those issues with him.
Yeah, but you did, and you still managed to get 11 years of perfect attendance.
Thank you. But and that's why you always save your sick time throughout all your years, because you never know when you're going to have to use it for family time.
That's right. That's right. Good advice. And the other one is, this is kind of unique to Merlo, because Merlo is, for district-wide, we're the only garage with a body shop. And so they like job security, they also don't like to fix banged up buses. And David has managed not to bang up a bus or have a chargeable accident for 28 years. So here's a Safe Driver Award. he's a paint body man himself, and he's been busy out there in the field.
Thank you.
So I really, the next part, I'm going to go ahead and take the time to do this. These are commendations that customers have called in. And sometimes they're short and sweet, and sometimes they're a variety of things, and sometimes there's few, and sometimes there's many. With David, I had to stop at some point, or we'd be here for a couple of hours reading them. But the quality of these is what really stands out to me. It says, I meant to get your name. This is the person talking. I rode your bus nearly every day. Thank you so much for stopping for me, even though I hadn't quite made it to the bus stop yet. Running isn't an option for me, but you waited very patiently until I got on board and still greeted me with a smile. You said, don't give up on me so quickly, and it completely made my day. TriMet is lucky to have you. I want to commend the flexibility of this driver. With the onset of snow, I was walking more slowly with slick sidewalks. He noticed that I still had to cross the street to get to a stop. He signaled in asking if I needed the bus, and then proceeded to pull over and wait for me to safely cross. Honestly, it made him seem like a small effort, but his flexibility and kindness made my day. Please share this with him. This is about an elderly gentleman he boarded. He tripped coming up the stairs. It says the operator was very kind and polite to him. The gentleman was going to pay to board, and the operator said, no, no, no. Your transfer is still good. You were on my bus earlier, and your transfer is still good. The older gentleman pulled out some transfers, and the operator said, no, no, you don't have to pay. The man brought out his transfer and said, I know you paid earlier, your transfer is still good. He was so nice to that man and so patient. As we continued, we were going down Murray where the Hagans used to be, and a woman was running for the bus. The operator stopped a little before the stop and let her on, and he was going out of his way time and time again. We were keeping to the schedule, but the operator was so polite, mentioned he had been driving 30 some odd years since 1980. It was a really pleasant ride, and the operators always said good morning to everyone. This one, I thought it was about time that I officially reported how wonderful the Bus 57 morning driver is. He's been my driver for a couple of years now and is the epitome of customer service. My connector bus is scheduled to leave a minute after we scheduled to arrive. He has altered his schedule a bit and tries really hard to get me there on time, even going as far as talking to other drivers to work out a plan. He is friendly and courteous and an all-around wonderful human being. I would like to thank him for all his efforts to make my morning commute smooth and pleasant. The last one here that I stopped at is this. He says, this is one of the most understanding and sweet-hearted drivers I've had the opportunity to meet. I never catch his name, but all the same, a sweet guy. Never cross, impatient, or rude, always a kind word, and this guy is more than worth keeping around. He makes the morning commute much easier. Those are I am sorry to say that we don't have the gifts for David today. They didn't make it in, but I think you have the glass tower and that, then the gift card. We'll get those to you, and it's a much needed retirement badge for all the times you ride the system now. Okay. And Robert has something for you.
On behalf of Merlo, I'd like to present you the Merlo coin for outstanding service.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wife Shirley. She's been very helpful with this party.